Well, good morning everybody. Not a brilliant morning at the moment. The sun keeps trying to come out but then disappears again for 20 minutes, but it is trying. I've still got my net to get off the pond. We've got visitors coming tomorrow, so looking forward to that one. A little bit of clearing up to do in the garden. It's getting a bit messy, but I can soon sort that out. Doesn't take long at all. I've managed to hold on to one lily flower at the moment, so I'm doing well there. The other four's gone completely, but never mind. That's what happens when your koi get a bit big. They will knock your lilies about. But I've just got to take my fence off and then get stuck into some cleaning up jobs. The lawn wants a cut, so on and so on, and the wife keeps finding me jobs. She's at home today, so I should imagine I'll end up with a full day, really. But there you go. Right, we'll have a look in the filter house. Just to show you guys, this with the system we've got at the minute that's about 1.5 days skimmit, and that water is a lovely colour for skimmit, that is. But yeah, that's 1.5 days, so it does work. It is taking out the skimmit, but like I say, I don't like that stuck in the middle of my filter house. It is a bit of a pain, so I shall be taking all that out and we'll have a go at something else. You know me, I do like tinkering, but everything's working okay. It's working well. I do like the foam it creates in the bottom. What I want to do is improve the flow so we can bang even more through there and hopefully make even more foam. That is it. I shall be putting some more holes in the top as well to improve the shower on it. I'll put another row of holes around the outside and that'll improve the flow. So we'll just have to see how it goes, but it is working well. I do like the actual setup of it and how that works. All that's got to be improved is the way we take out the skimmit, but I'll empty that bucket because it's nearly full. Just to give you guys a quick look at that skimmit, that is good skimmit, nice and dirty. The froth has all turned to liquid, which is good. A bucket full of froth isn't that good. It wants to sort of drop back to being liquid. So if you can imagine the amount of froth it's taken to make that, it has turned out quite a bit of skimmit. So yeah, I'm pleased with the way the tube's going and how that's working. So I'll keep trying, keep having a go and see what else we can come up with. Okay, this is the new skimmit box. This is what I've come up with. If you remember, I made this section down here a lot earlier before I put it in, and that's been in the shed. I've now made a top for it, so we're going to see how this performs. Just give it a go. Can't hurt to try it and see what happens. Well, good morning one and all, and what a fantastic day we've got here today. Absolutely brilliant. I want to get on with the new skimmer if I can. I'm not quite sure whether all the bits have come yet, but I want to get on with the new skimmer. The one I've got at the moment I will show you, and what the last thing I've tried on it is. I'll show you how that's gone. Like I say, the sun's blasting down. It's absolutely brilliant. We did have a couple of guests come yesterday, which was very nice. We had Gary and Kaz from Pond and Garden come to see us, do a pond visit and a little bit of chat. Really enjoyed it, so thanks for that, guys. It was really nice to see you. I'm having to keep the shed doors open because that shed down there gets like an oven with the sun on that roof. It really does get hot down there, but everything's good. Fish are all good, plenty of oxygen going in the pond. They're all swimming around and enjoying life and eating me out of house and home. Boy, they are eating well. I think the pond's about 24 degrees at the moment, but with all this sun it'll probably increase again today. We'll take a look in the actual filter house and see how we are in there. Okay, well, everything's running in the filter house. The only thing that isn't working is the skimmer. This is the one I built that I tried to make. If you remember, 3 separate compartments in it. One for the turbulent water, just to steady that, and then it flowed underneath into the centre one, and then into the last one is where the water exits, but hopefully we'll catch anything to stop it going straight through into the Backy River. Now that was my thought. Unfortunately it doesn't work. Why, I really don't know. I'm not sure. What I will do is I'll just whip the top off and give you a look inside. Just bear with me. Okay, so as you can see in there, we're making the skimmet. Everything's working as I thought it would, but none, this is the actual lid, as you can see there, hardly any is coming out the hole. Now this has been running 24 hours now. The air should be pushing them bubbles out of the exit hole. I did have one long slot in here for them to get out of, but it still didn't come out. So I made a small hole so hopefully the air would push it out, but unfortunately that didn't work either. So I'm not sure, but you can see how it's bubbling in. The skimmet is actually in the one where we wanted it, and the last one is catching any bit that the second one's missed. But unfortunately, for some reason, can't seem to get it to come out of the hole. Never mind, I tried. I'm still waiting for a couple of bits. I'm wanting to get this other one started now. We'll have a go at that and see how that performs. But we do know this one makes skimmet. It's just a matter of catching it. That is catching it, but it's not expelling it for some reason. It's not pushing it out. Why, I really don't know. Anyway, I'll get on with the other one as quick as I can and we'll have a go at that. I'm going to leave this one for now. I've tried several different things. I tried the actual T-fitting upright instead of horizontal. That did work a little bit, but minor skimmet, nothing serious came out of it. It's a shame because this thing, as you can see, does make good skimmet. But even with all that, I'll just see if I can show you in my Backy River. This is obviously where it flows out to. We're still getting a load of skimmet through there. I mean, the only thing that worked with this was the barrel. That did work and remove the skimmet, but it's a lot of water you have to get the skimmet out of the top. I've only tack welded them panels in there, them partitions, so while I'm in the process of building the other one I might just cut them out and see how it performs with no baffles in at all. But as you can see, we are making skimmet, it's just getting it removed seems to be the problem. Right, well, as you can see, I've got my gear out. I'm going to get this tube which forces its way down a line. I'm going to get that threaded down my 3-inch pipe from my bottom drain. I should give the sieve a clean out first, take that elbow off and then thread the pipe down and through, and basically I can clean out all the way down the pipe to the bend that's about here. I shall get in the pond after that, get me chest waders on, take the bottom drain off and give it a good clean out in there and a blast up from the other way. So I'll actually clean all the 3-inch pipe from the bottom drain to the sieve. So I'll get that done and see how we go. As you can see, I've had my chest waders on, just stuck them on and got in there. Makes it a lot easier. Well guys, what about all this blasting sunshine? Absolutely gorgeous. Pond's a little bit stirred up, I've just been in there. I've had the bottom drain off, and as you can see I've got my pressure washer out still and done the bottom drain. Everything seems to be flowing a little bit better. I didn't get a lot out of it, I must admit, and while I was in there I did the lily, gave it a good trim up, pulled all the dead stuff off, just trimmed it back a little bit, leaving plenty because they like plenty of shade. You do have to give them shade whatever you do, especially in temperatures like we've got. It's not the temperatures so much, but it's the intense sun that can do them the damage. If you do get some of your whitefish looking a little bit pink, they've caught the sun, so just be careful. So that's all that done now. That's my bottom drain done. I'll do it about 3 times a year. I do purge it probably once a fortnight, but I don't get a lot out of it because I've used 3-inch pipe. I'm only 2,500 gallons, so I had a 4-inch bottom drain reduced to 3-inch, and as the water moves that little bit quicker up it, it tends to keep it that bit cleaner. But that's that all done. Another job down, and this weather, poor, I'm dripping, absolutely. It is warm. Hope you're all enjoying the sunshine. Okay, we're up in the filter house. What I shall do is just give the upflow filter a quick clean so the media is clean, and then I've got the bypass pipe out, as you can see there, so I should bypass it so we can get it up and running again and keep water flowing to the actual Backy River. Okay, the bypass is in, the upflow filter's up and running, so now I can take my time and get this lot sorted out. Get this taken out. That won't take long, just to whip it out, because the two big rubber reducers are going straight back on the other one, and then the big bit is just piping everything to it, so it shouldn't take long, hopefully, but I'll get stuck in and we'll get it swapped over. The actual protein skimmer is out, the old one, so now I've just got to take the piping out, get rid of that box there, and reorganise the new piping and get it back in. Sounds easy, doesn't it? We'll see how things go, but that's the next job, get all this lot out of here. Right, well, what I want to do before I fit it is give it a good washing out. There are, I don't know whether you can see them, but there are shards of plastic in there and bits and pieces and dust, so I want to give it a good wash out. I found a stop end that I've stood it on so the stone doesn't damage the acrylic, so I'm just going to give it a quick wash out and get rid of all bits of plastic and unwanted swarf in there. Well, good morning everybody, and we've just had a heat warning on the news. It's going to be a scorcher, so we've got to be careful what we do today, but most of my work's been in the sheds, so I haven't been out in the sun much at all. As you can see, I haven't got my fence off yet. It's a bit early, haven't got round to that yet, but I just wanted to have a look in the filter house. I got up first thing. I didn't run the skimmer overnight for the simple reason it's new and we're still sort of testing it. So I didn't run it, I shut it down over the night. I did have water passing through it, but I didn't have the air on, so it just sort of just had water run through it during the night. I'll put it on first thing this morning, so let's have a look. Everything seems to be working fine, and it would seem we are making skimmy. A good colour as well. Because that pipe is so long, we're not going to, I don't think we're going to get too much foam out of it. It's all going to be turned back into water by the time it hits the bucket, so that's a good thing really. As you can see, the foam extractor pipe comes out and down and then across to the bucket. I will shorten it a little bit, but as you can see, we're making skimmet. Oh, that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that's with a smaller pump on it. That's with the 65 litre a minute pump on it, whereas on my old skimmer I had the 100 litre a minute pump on it. So yeah, we are turning out skimmet. Just give you guys a closer look. Yep, that is fabulous. I'm well pleased with that. So it is working. Chuffed about that, to be honest. We have got one or two problems to sort out, which is a pain in the butt really. It's probably my own fault. We look down here, the non-genuine parts, these 90 stem connectors, are leaking like mad. I know it's only chucking air out, it doesn't really matter because there's only air going into the tube anyway, but they're both leaking, so I've ordered two more so that we get all the air through the air stones. And another thing I want to do, if we look down here, is I'm going to leave this on, but I want to put a proper valve in there, one of the brass valves. The gate valve is quite difficult to regulate. I'm having a job to regulate the water level, So what I'm going to do is cut this here and drop one of the screw slide valves in there that you've all seen before. They're just such a fine adjustment on them. They're very easy to set up. This is a bit of a pain because it tends to want to jump instead of just really slowly sliding in and out. It wants to jump a bit, and it's very difficult to set up. I have got it set at the moment. I would like the water level a fraction higher, but I know if I touch it now it's going to go too far, so I'm leaving it at the minute. So I'm going to get, like I say, I'm going to get a new slide valve in there, and I've just ordered 2 more stem 90s. As soon as they're here I'll get them in and fitted. But apart from that, everything seems to be fine, and we're making skimmet, so that's absolutely brilliant. Well pleased with it. And that's only been running about half an hour this morning. What we want to be looking for, as you can see the colour of that skimmet, is the drips that's coming out there, because a lot of the foam is actually turning back into water because it's a long way for it to come. But as long as it's dripping a horrible mucky looking skimmet, we're laughing, which that is. We're also getting the bubbles down there as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So we'll just leave it now, wait for the new bits, leave it now to do its thing while it's doing that. So that's excellent. The new protein skimmer is up and running. Now I ran this yesterday all afternoon and halfway through the evening, switched it off before I went to bed, and it hadn't made a thing. I've come out this morning, switched it on, and within 10 minutes 15 minutes probably, I've got skimmet coming out of the pipe. So they are very strange things. It wouldn't make any yesterday at all, running for 6 hours, 7 hours probably, and it didn't make any. So I thought we've got to do some serious tinkering. But I've come out this morning, put it on, and it's making loads of skimmet. So whether it's because everything was new, it just wanted water flowing through it all night, or what, I really don't know. Well pleased with it. It's working perfect now. I've just emptied the skimmet bucket and put it in here. Now there's not a lot, but I've never seen skimmet that black. Let me take it outside and hold it up to the light. I don't think I've ever seen skimmet actually that black before. That's the deepest skimmet I've ever had, I have to say. It is absolutely pitch black. That is really good skimmet. Not a lot of froth, I must admit, and that was early on this morning when it did that. I've still got a bit more tinkering about to do. Whether a bigger pump would go better or not, I'm going to give it a try. I've ordered an 80 litre a minute pump and just see how that works on it. But the 65 litre a minute pump on the old protein skimmer didn't work very well, but it is working on this one. So I'm going to try a bigger pump, see what happens. I want to get all these bits, like I say, I've got air leaking out of this bit here, and the same on the other side. While it's off, I want to change the top on here as well, because I've gone from 4" to 40mm obviously. They're not in the middle, there's a big area here where it could collect. So I want to fit one that actually works in the middle of this, and it domes up to that, which is a lot better shape. So I want to change that as well while it's off. So I've still got 1 or 2 jobs to do on it to get it sorted out, but a little bit more tinkering and this thing is going to be brilliant. As you can see, we're not making any skimmet at the moment. It's dinner time now, but the other one didn't in the afternoon. That's quite expected, but there's no sun or anything today. Sun usually knocks it on the head a bit. But I'll get that pump should be here today, but I'm not going to put it on until my genuine JG Speedfit parts come. So we'll just have to see how it goes. A little bit more experimentation, a little bit more tinkering, and we should nearly be there. We are actually producing cracking skimmet, can't fault that. Okay now guys, I've got all my bits done, as you can see down there now, There's no air escaping out of them stem elbows. Everything's good down there now. I've got all that fixed. We're banging plenty of air in. I've uprated the pump. We've gone to the 80 LPM and we can actually see the water level now where we couldn't before. And whereas it didn't make skimming in the afternoon, I've just switched it on. It's been going about 5 minutes. Just switched it on and we are making skimmit. I've just got to play about with the tap a little bit more just to get the water level right, but yes, we are making skimmit. So we'll give it a run now and see how we go. We've got no air leaks at all now, so the stones are getting the full amount and loads of bubbles in the tube. Absolutely excellent. And we're running at about 50% on the pump, so we'll have to leave it now. I'll just leave it and see how things go. I also changed the top. It's now on a centre pickup where it was the same as that one there on one side. It is now a centre pickup, so that's probably improved things as well. Okay guys, I just thought I'd show you this quick. We've been running about an hour now, so I thought we'd just have a quick look, and we've got plenty of froth in there. And this is afternoon, don't forget. They're a bit reluctant to make any in the afternoon. And if we have a look down here, just tip that up a bit, that's a good colour skimmit in the bottom there as well. So for an hour, that's not bad at all. If it's doing that an hour, that bucket's going to be full by the same time tomorrow. But it'll make a lot more sort of through the night and in the morning. That's when it's at its best, and that's when most ponds struggle with the protein on the pond. Mine does anyway. First thing, get a lot of bubbles on the pond, but hopefully this will sort it out. But everything is working spot on. Right guys, I've been asked if I'll do a shout out for someone's birthday. Now this gentleman is a good supporter of the channel and has been for a long while. Loves the channel, which is nice to know. And his wife's been in touch and said, would I do a shout out for him, a birthday shout out for him? And yeah, of course I will, not a problem at all. I know this is a little bit early. I'm not sure I'll get another video out before his birthday, so I'm going to have to do it a little bit earlier just to make sure we get it in time. This is a shout out for someone that lives in the Isle of Wight and should recognise this pond. Beautiful pond, by the way. So it's a big shout out, a birthday shout out for Mr. John Tasker on the 9th of August. Have a great day, mate. I do hear that sometimes you do have to eat your tea while watching one of my videos. So you should. Well done, mate. So you have a great day, and love the pond, by the way. So happy birthday for the 9th of August. You have a fantastic day and have one for me. So take care, stay safe and enjoy your day. Well, good morning everybody, yet again. Right, I've left the protein skimmer running overnight, so I've just opened the shed door and I'm going to take you and have a look. Now bear in mind, I cleaned the bucket on it out at 11 o'clock last night. I gave it a swill out and a clean just to see what we'd collect through the night. So if we come in here and my phone doesn't flicker, that's what it's made through the night, and that's quite a big bucket. Let's get down so you can see. But that is what it took out through the night, and look how dark that skimmer is. That's a brilliant colour, and it's still knocking it out this morning, so well pleased with that. It seems to be going really well. It's taking loads of skimmit out, and like I say, it was working in the afternoon yesterday. Now I have for the moment just put a fan on them two pumps because they are running warm. This is the 100 litre per minute, this is the 80, and they are running a little bit warm. Oh, they're cold now. Yeah, that's a lot better. There was warm this morning, but that's with the shed being closed up, I would imagine. what I shall do, I'll go on eBay and get myself a little fan. I'm using the heater at the moment, just on blow, but I'll get myself a little fan to put above them so that when it does come really hot, I'll just switch it on just to keep them cool. But they do tend to run warm, these Jibao pumps, so it does pay to keep your eye on them. Yeah, great stuff. The protein skimmer is absolutely doing a fantastic job. If you look at the water, I don't know whether you guys can pick this up, but look at the water that is actually returning. That is crystal, absolutely crystal. And the colour of the droplets coming from the actual skimmer itself, I don't know whether I can get you guys in to see this, but you can see the colour of it, hopefully. Let's see if I can get you right in. It's a nice dark brown colour, the droplets on that. It's taking loads of protein out. That's what you want. Nice brown droplet coming off it, the droplets of water. So all's good. And as I say, we've got quite a bit in there. That's quite a big bucket. So we've got quite a bit in there. Well pleased with that, and that's just from 11 o'clock last night, and it's 8:30 this morning. Well guys, I just want to say a big thank you to Gary and Kaz, and thanks to John for his support out there in the Isle of Wight. Have a great day, mate, on the 9th of August. But it brings me to that time again, I'm afraid. So all it leaves me to say is you all take care and have the jab. Stay safe, and as always, happy ponding.